Ms. Nash, thank you for joining us today.
Happy to be here. What an exciting convention.
Well, you say exciting, and I do want to begin there. Where do you see party fortunes right now? How do you feel about the NDP, given that we could be facing an election in 2 years' time, maybe even less?
Well, I think people are looking for a change right now. I think people are fed up with the current government. And, if they choose Pierre Poilievre, I think he's expressing their anger, but I think he will take them even further backwards. I think that life will become even more unaffordable than it is today. And if you're concerned about the climate crisis, I think we will walk backwards on that file as well. So I think people are looking for change, and Jagmeet Singh just gave a terrific speech. I think he is positioning himself as the person who can lead a party for change.
It's interesting, you point to the Conservatives before you point to the Liberals. Is that because you believe the Conservatives are the real challenge next time around?
Well, there's no question people are disappointed in the Liberals. I think they're tired, they're looking for change. And I hear Pierre Poilievre going out and capturing people's genuine frustration and anger right now. And whether it's about growing inequality or lack of affordability, or whether it's about the climate crisis. People have faced fires, floods, all kinds of calamities over the last year. So if you're frustrated with the way things are, Poilievre doesn't offer a solution to make things better. He's going to make things worse. So I think what Jagmeet Singh needs to do is to capture that frustration and desire for change, but to be the better solution, the concrete solution that's going to improve people's lives.
Now, the Liberals, when you speak to them, keep saying, the polls don't matter at this moment in time, but it seems that you're implying that the next vote will be a vote for change. So the Liberals are in a weakened position?
I think the Liberals are in a weakened position. Now, parties can reinvent themselves and reposition themselves as the opportunity for change. I've seen that happen. A new leader can do that. It's hard to predict how events are going to unfold, but looking at the current situation, I think there is a real fatigue with the current government and frankly a disappointment that people expected better from them. They made a lot of big promises, whether on Indigenous reconciliation, climate change, investment in cities, etc. I think people are disappointed and they're tired of hearing promises that don't get followed through.
So what do you make then of the supply and confidence agreement that Jagmeet Singh did sign with Justin Trudeau?
The way I look at it, the NDP is the fourth party in the House of Commons by representation. And what Jagmeet Singh did was take that fourth party status and translate that into power to make changes that New Democrats want to see. And are the changes everything people want? No. If you want better, vote New Democrat. People are saying, well, why didn't you get proportional representation? Because the Liberals don't want it. The NDP wants it, so vote New Democrat if that's the change you want. So I think the success of the supply and confidence agreement was that there's thousands of Canadians who now are going to be able to get dental care who couldn't get it before. Like, I have a dental plan, but if you can't get dental care, that's huge. We couldn't afford a dentist when I was a kid. And that's, you don't go to the dentist. You have cavities and you have bad teeth till they get pulled out. And that's what happens if you don't have proper dental care. So this has made people's lives better. The challenge for the NDP is to remind people who brought them this improvement that the Liberals weren't going to do it, and the NDP forced them to. So in my view, that's worth it. That's worth supporting a government that says it's progressive but doesn't quite get there, and so it's forcing them to do better. I think that's useful. I think it's helpful, and if people want even better, then they should vote NDP.
Well, the next step in the supply and confidence agreement has to do with pharmacare. What would your advice be for your NDP colleagues as they wait for progress on that?
I would say get it done quickly, keep the pressure on, because again, there's so many people going without the drugs that they need because they can't afford them. That's an even bigger cost to our healthcare system. And the PBO just put out a report looking at the cost of a public pharmacare program. Yes, it's expensive, but we're paying even more now. So it's cheaper to have a public program, and better because everybody can get the pharmaceutical care that they need. And that prevents more trips to the emergency ward. It helps free up doctors and nurses. It just makes the country better. Why wouldn't we do that? So I think let's keep the pressure on the Liberal government and on the pharmaceutical companies to make this change that will help Canadians.
Thank you, Nash. I always appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.